Michael Bora. She's a black magic woman. Hello, everybody. She's a black magic woman. She's a black magic woman. Got me so blind that I can't see. Anyway, Rob. She's a black magic woman. Michael just gave me Ruth made Mike this up. She's a black magic woman, got me so blind I can't see. I'm getting nuts singing nuts. She's a black magic woman. She's gonna make the devil of mine.
Bye.
Bye, Ruth.
Bye, boys. Bye, Robot Mike. Hi. How are you? Hands up if you can hear me. Okay, that girl in the 7th row looking at your phone, why is your hand not up? You're not listening! There you are. And it's very relaxing, isn't it? I've not had a solo panel in ages. Oh, can we help you? I was not prepared for a solo panel. I came in for an easy day today. So sorry. I think that's what's just going to have to happen anyway. Normally I get up and I run around and like I harass everyone and I just can't be bothered. Does anybody, hi, he's not paying attention, hi. Does anybody have decent chocolate? None of your Hershey's shit. No, I mean Snickers is fine. But like, does it, like somebody offered me some in VIP this morning and like, it was Ghirardelli's dark chocolate. I mean, does anybody have anything? I have one Ghirardelli. You have Ghirardelli's? You can keep your Snicker. I remember when they were called marathons. Does anybody remember when they were called marathons? I feel fine. And I like your outfit. Thank you. Okay, so things might take an upward swing now. I just need the sugar. Oh my God, is anybody else tired? Does Vegas just make you tired? Yeah. Who here is from Vegas? Hey! What a cool place to live. Do you end up just like partying all the time, or because you live in Vegas you just don't ever? Oh, just fell off my chair. That's good. That's good. That's good. Last night, I always try and do something in Vegas, just something. And last night we came in early enough to go to the cinema at 8 o'clock at the Sphere, and we saw The Wizard of Oz in 4D. There were real monkeys flying through the air. And like during the tornado there was like leaves hitting me in the face. I was like, I'm paying for this? It was really good. It was so nice. It was lots of adults, because it was 8 o'clock at night, there wasn't really any kids. And all these, especially grown men, like kids at Christmas. It was really, really good. I'm just going to tune out. You can probably hear me in the microphone. That's MMSR. What's it called? ASMR.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's good. It's not dark chocolate. It's fine. Should I answer a question? Is everyone too scared? No, we've got two brave souls here. Okay. What's your name? Sorry, I just always check my hair as well.
My name's Casey.
Where are you from?
Chicagoland.
What do you want?
What is your really mundane party trick?
The splits? You have to buy me a drink first. Or 10. I can curl my tongue. I can almost do that cabbagey thing. Do you know what I mean? Not just the like, you know what I mean? I could do 3 corners. I'm pretty good at that. What's yours?
I'm really good at saying the alphabet backwards.
Do it.
Z, Y, X, W, B, U, T, S, Y, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A.
Did you miss out H, F, E? Did you say all of them? That was really fast.
Sorry. Z, Y, X, W, B, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A.
Awesome. Thank you. Was that your only question, or do you have another question?
I mean, I have a list of random questions, but I'm
Well, why don't you just go back to the back of those 3 people?
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, do it.
Yeah.
I like your question. Okay. Hi. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you want?
Hi, I'm Avital. I'm from Israel.
Oh, hi.
And my wife gave me a question to ask everyone. If you could play anyone else in the supernatural universe, who would it be? And by the way, Elena said you.
Aww. I'd like to play Elena just to know what it's like to be tall for the day. Like her thighs are twice as long as mine. Rowena would not want to play anyone else. Maybe God. But no. I actually think like a part like death is really interesting, but incredibly difficult to do. And somebody like Lisa Berry comes along, you know, Julian is incredible. And you think, how else can someone do this? And then Lisa Berry does it in a totally Lisa Berry way. And I don't think I could better anyone, you know, I don't think I could better Mark Pellegrino, Lucifer. I tried to better Jensen at Michael, but it was too hard. So I really, honestly, no one, because I really think casting really, we were talking about this actually in the green room, things have changed so much with tapes. Most of us were cast at a time when you do a pre-read, or they might know you, or you would definitely go and at least have one in-person meeting. And there's something about that where you kind of get a sense of the person. And I think casting Robert Ulrich's office, UDK, really took a lot of pride in casting the show over a long time. And you know, they gave me a break. Robert, his wife's a theatre actress, and I think understood my resume. And at the point in time when I got the audition for Supernatural, I hadn't had an in-person, I hadn't had an audition for television in America in about 2 years. So it really took someone in a casting office with the right part, but with the ability to actually read a resume and understand that I might be an actor. So I'm super grateful to them, and I think they took that much care with everyone. They discovered Misha. Really, you know, they met him 2 weeks earlier and then called him in for this for Castiel. So I think they did such a good job with everyone. I don't want, there's no one else I want to play because I don't think I could do better, and I think they did such a great job. Really, I do. Really, really. There's no one, no, there's nothing else I'd want to do apart from Rowena. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hi.
Hi Ruth, I'm Erica from Port Hueneme, California.
Thanks for coming all this way.
You're welcome. I drove. It was nice. It was very nice.
I bet.
So my question for you is, Survivor is on their 50th episode, or 50th season.
No.
If they cast it with all supernatural people, who's gonna win? Who's the first one off? And who's your alliance?
Jensen would win. because he's not human, he's an android. His freckles are symmetrical. And he never gets tired, even though he's shooting 49 different television shows at the same time, playing the lead role in all of them. I've only watched Survivor a couple of times. I find it really stressful. I would never put myself in that situation. My ally would be Sam Smith. I think she'd be everyone's ally though, and she could probably end up winning too. What was other? Is there another part to the question?
Who's the first one that everybody's going to vote off?
I mean, if they want to vote me off, I'm good. I'm happy to go back to the 4 seasons and ride out the rest of the time.
So you're joining Elena at the hotel of
I'm not saying I can't be competitive. There's times there's nothing in me would ever want to compete in that way, shape, or form. It fills me with horror. And I found out, somebody we know told us about Australian Survivor, and like the top American went onto Australian Survivor and didn't stand a chance. And I'm like, I can't even imagine the level of difficulty and toughness on Australian Survivor. My mind boggles. So I think Supernatural Survivor would be pretty funny. And it's actually, wouldn't that be like a fun series to do, like just a one-off episodes of Survivor with different TV casts? Yeah. Wouldn't that be really fun? And yeah, I think I'd get past a couple of elimination things or councils or whatever they're called. But I don't think I'd make it to the end. I think I'd need a nap. And some chocolate. Maybe they'd have cacao trees or something, and I would be okay. Thank you for your question. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. My name is Zoe, and I'm from Utah, and I've been asking everyone this question because it's my first Supernatural convention. What is your favorite dinosaur?
First of all, welcome. And second of all, it's a complete no-brainer. It's a Diplodocus.
Yes. I love you, thank you. Great choice.
Diplodocus, I remember liking Diplodocuses. I think you call them something different in America.
Diplodocus.
Weird. And I think Diplodocuses were vegetarians and kind of seemed relatively harmless, and also were quite easy to draw. They kind of a smooth head like a worm. And I think for like a 5 or 6 year old or something, they were kind of, and also easy to remember the name. My little nephew in Scotland, Lewis, he's my eldest nephew, and at the time he was like 3 or 4. And what's the dinosaur? The one that is it Triceratops?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. No, pterodactyl. They fly. Pterodactyls fly. And he's 3, maybe, I think, really little, likes dinosaurs, as a lot of kids do. And I'm like, I said to him, he said, dinosaur? And I went, yeah, I said, that's a pterodactyl. And he went, pterodactyl. I went, oh, Jesus. And I think dinosaurs are amazing, aren't they? Like kids, like who would never say 3-syllable or 4-syllable words suddenly are like, pterodactyl. So thank you for your question.
Of course.
Thank you. Bye. Hi.
So when David Hayden-Jones was on, I asked if he were to have a magic satchel that you have to reanimate or bring him back to life, what he would want to do. But he said, actually, he wants to be your servant in hell. So if you had Ketch as your servant in hell, what would you send him to do?
And get him to lick all the world's tomato sauce spills off of floors. Pretty evil, right?
Have who lick the spills up?
I'd have
Ketch lick them? Okay.
Ketch, because his name's Ketch. I'd have him lick all of the tomato ketchup spills from all over the world. Just have to lick them up. That's hell. That's pretty hellish. And I think he would find that a little bit kinky. I think he'd like it. The character, not David. Okay. I wouldn't have David in hell at all. Okay, hi.
Hi, I'm Raina. I live in Las Vegas. When I go back to Scotland, I I'm wondering what's your favorite castle?
Oh. I have not been to Brodie Castle. That's Rob's sister's husband's name. So Rob's brother-in-law, Mark Brodie, he's a lovely man. It's like 3 hours north of where I'm from. I'd like to visit Brodie Castle. Stirling Castle, Edinburgh Castle. I'm trying to think what other castles I've been to. There are so many, like, what's the one that begins with a D?
My favorite is Dunnottar.
Say it again.
Dunnottar.
Dunnottar.
That's my favorite.
I want to say Dunmuir. Is it Dunmuir? No. Oh, my brain. I'm going to remember as soon as this panel's over. Oh. Does this happen to any other ladies? And are you all in the just I don't care club? Is everybody slightly angry at the same time? Oh, that's awesome. It's good to know I'm not alone. Dunkeld! Dunkeld! Dunkeld. I have nothing else to say. Thank you. Thank you for your question. That was your question, right?
Yeah, that was a question. Thank you.
There's amazing. You know, I've never really been around Ireland. I've been to Australia, I've been to Bali, I've been to New Zealand, but like, there's so much on our doorsteps sometimes, isn't there? And the same in Los Angeles. I'm like, there's places I still need to go where I live. The world's an amazing place. And this is just a little, I don't know if anybody else feels like there's a lot of existential crisis going on right now in the world. When you go to just places like local to you and you see little pockets of people humaning and being nice and doing okay, you're like, oh, there's a lot of us that are really okay and just trying to be okay, right? That's the positive. That's why I love visiting other places and going other places, and you see there's always people just getting on with life, keeping their little corner okay, and everything can be okay if we can be let alone and things can be, you know, things can be okay, and I think we need to try and remember that, and that's why I love traveling and seeing other places and other people and other cultures. And thank you for the reminder. And I'm due a trip to Scotland in March. I'm going up to Aberdeen. Is it Aberdeen? Or it's not a competition with creation, so it doesn't matter. It's Monopoly, I think, in Aberdeen. And I'll definitely take a few days. Maybe there's a castle there.
So many castles over there in Aberdeenshire, and wow, I just spent day after day after day going to all these castles that were wonderful.
Did you hear of, I want to say, Inishmore? I'm probably not saying it right. There's a little castle that's on an island from Edinburgh where you can only get to it when the tide's out.
I've heard of that, I haven't been.
I've walked, that's cool. That's really cool. And my friend did a play there. They did Macbeth in situ. You're not supposed to say Macbeth in the theatre, but this is okay. But they did a play there. Isn't that so cool?
That would have been amazing.
We should just inhabit all these castles. It costs a fortune in heating bills though, because they're very cold. They're all built of stone. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
You can see, there's like one person like, I like castles. Hello, darlings.
Hi. Again.
Where are you going? Did I say you could leave?
I had surgery 2 days ago, an appendectomy, and I can't sit anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And you were like highlighted big time. I can't sit anymore.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to owe you.
Hey, hi. What is an inanimate object that you relate to?
An inanimate object that I relate to. Could you give me an example?
Mine is a microwave.
Why?
Because sometimes my brain just kind of feels like it's like spinning in circles a bit. And also sometimes where it just goes, that's just like my inner narrative is just like confusion and weird. Yeah, so mine is a microwave.
Mine's is a tiara. I'm not going to steal it from you. I relate to tiaras. They're very sparkly and on top. I like them. Thank you for your question. Okay, I'm going to make my way around. Can you ask me your question from there and I will come over eventually?
Yes, first of all, I want to say hi, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Aw.
My name is Bella, I'm from California.
Yay.
My question was about actually the Dead Boy Detectives.
Okay, I'm coming over. Hi. Just like to see everyone sometimes. Hi. 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 My hair's not good today.
You're beautiful.
You put great filters, thank you. Keep doing what you do. Oh my god. And this is my hair that I sleep in, by the way, so when I take it down it's curly. It's just like, I'm sorry. It's the best I could do this morning. Hi, so Dead Boy Detectives, tell me.
Yes, I really liked your work. I thought it was really cool to kind of see you like in a like different show, like being like a spirit guide, right? Being like, oh, like these guys, like they're cheating death, and we need to go in and find. And it kind of reminded me of like when they traveled to hell too, and like when they got out of like Supernatural, right? When you were the queen of hell and Dean and Sam went in and went out.
So weird, right?
It is very weird, but I thought it was cool. I was like, hey, like this is a really good show. And then I look it up and like, they actually canceled the second season, and I was like,
I know, for people who don't know, hands up if you haven't seen Dead Boy Detectives. Okay, now slap yourself in the face. No, Dead Boy Detectives is a show that one of the writers from Supernatural developed over quite a long period of time, Steve Yockey, who also did The Flight Attendant, that TV show. So anyway, it's based on original source material. Neil Gaiman created the characters, but the Dead Boy Detective comics, graphic novels, were written by a couple other people. My brain's blanking right now. Anyway, so there's really good source material, and as is often in the case of the comic world, people are way ahead in terms of ideas. Like, they were written years ago, right? And so many of the themes are just so pertinent to nowadays. And what's beautiful about the stories in Dead Boy Detectives, it's all about children, and they're things that happen to children, and the only people that can solve them are these two boys who are ghosts. And so it's so wonderful. These boys are doing really important work. And then there's comedy, and to me, there's some great characters in Dead Boy Detectives. Two of my favorite characters are the philosophical cats. They just speak in philosophy quotes to each other, and it's mightily inclusive. And isn't it? I don't know. I thought it was a really important young adult piece to be brought to the world, and we've had over 10 million views. Unfortunately, what happened was whatever happened with the advertising, the week or two that it came out, I think Baby Reindeer came out and was huge, and then blah 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 blah. For whatever reason, we didn't hit. We were number 2 in the world or something on Netflix. It was not enough. It wasn't enough at the time to get it greenlit for the second season. And the second season's already written. They'd already location scouted it. We were all waiting to do it. Richard Speight was one of the directors. And it was genuinely, I'm going on and on about it because I hope some of you maybe go to Netflix now and watch it, because we really cared about it. It wasn't like a TV job that you're doing for money, or, it took such a long time to get made, and over a long period of time, and it was really a labor of love from all of us. And I'm only just maybe now accepting that I don't get to play the night nurse again. And so maybe some of you can watch it now and enjoy it, and it's still worthwhile. 10 million people have watched it and enjoyed it, and and I think, like Supernatural, there's themes of friendship and chosen family, and I'm something to do with hell again, kind of. But I'm not really, but I kind of for a minute am, so thank you for your question, and thank you for watching, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope maybe a few others can watch it now, and it wasn't all in vain. Thank you.
Thank you, I really enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa, I'm from Utah.
Hi.
And I want to ask about Rowena's relationship with Sam. Specifically the fact that throughout the course of the show, Sam is very particular to correct people when they call him Samuel or Sammy. And like only Dean gets to call him Sammy. And I'm just curious if you and Jared talked about the fact that Rowena always calls him Samuel and Sam never corrects her. And I love that detail about the relationship, watching that grow from enemies to friends over the course of the last few years. I'm wondering if where that came from.
So it was in the script, and I leaned into it because it's a kind of annoyingly proper thing that Rowena pretends to do on one hand while she's doing something completely improper in the other. So, you know, of course, the name Sam comes from Samuel, and it's probably not on his birth certificate, right? It's probably just Sam on the birth certificate, but she's like, Samuel, and I think I like the fact that Jared and Sam just took it. Because, you know, he's probably just like, why bother? First of all, this woman, you know what I mean? And I think it was very particular to the character. So I think, and a few writers did put it in there, and I honestly, at this point, I can't remember when it would say Sam or Sam. I can't remember. And maybe sometimes, like, I don't know if I improvised some or not. I don't know. But definitely it was in the script. I liked the bit when I said, I'll turn you into a moose, an actual moose. Like, she's also aware of his nicknames. I really, people talk about, and it's a fine line, right? The trauma bonding, or just having some shared experience and some empathy. And I think Rowena can tell that Sam has empathy. Dean feels a bit more like he would just murder her if he needed to. But he's fun too in his own way. You know, I like the fact that her relationship with everyone's so different. And with Sam, I think she can tell there's a tender spot there. I'm not saying there's not in Dean as well, but you know, they have had this kind of shared trauma, and that she knows that about him and he knows that about her, and she doesn't just relate to him to manipulate him, she just relates to him in that way because she has no one else to relate to about it.
Thank you. I've just finished watching season 10 again, and so it's been on my mind in that beginning stages where Sam and Rowena are clearly at odds, and knowing where the story goes and how that relationship develops. It was just really fun for me to think about how that relationship developed. I think you both did a beautiful job of that.
Thank you, and I really appreciate that Jared, the rupture, I'm guessing there's no spoilers, but that Jared really, gosh, how many days have they filmed? 300 episodes, how many days? And he still really turned up. I think he would know I was going to give him 100%. He knows that about me. And that he also gave 100% is really commendable. And I really appreciate that, and that people took care of it. And just to, writers are amazing to me. None of us exist without writers. We don't sit, if nobody wrote any of these parts, we would have done them, it all starts there. And Steve Yockey specifically put into the canon that only Sam could really murder. The way he wrote it in, it became like part of the bibliography of the piece, and so in a way protected Rowena's arc and me, so that it could just be that somebody came in and wrote an episode and suddenly Rowena was dead or something. It had to be tied in with an arc that Sam was involved in, and that gave it, that's what made it count as much as it did. So I'm so grateful, I'm so lucky that that actress had got to play that, and that somebody took care of Rowena, and I was so glad that somebody took care of Rowena, because here's a woman on the show, she was one of the first women to come on the show that really could stay and never went away. It was okay for Rowena to have a through line, and the fans wanted that. It seemed like online, and the writers kept it going, and then finally, a woman it didn't get to be there for very long before we stopped filming, but she finally got to a position that she should, that that would use all of her skills really well. She's down there making hell great again. Thank you. Oh, I hope I can still make that joke. Okay. Hi.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm from Glasgow.
Oh, hello.
I was just wondering, did you introduce any Scottish words to the cast?
Oh, I did.
Or did they have a problem with your accent? And did they give Rowena free rein to introduce Scottish words?
Is your full name Margaret?
Maggie. Well, it's Margaret, yeah.
Yeah, but how long?
Same as your daughter.
Yeah, when did you get called Maggie? When did that start?
When I started working at Radio Clyde.
Really? You worked at Radio Clyde?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
Production and cued the music and all sorts of stuff.
Do you still work there?
Unfortunately, there were problems. I was there for 30 years and they've taken over. So,
I see.
And they're moving back into the Glasgow city centre this week, next week. So.
Amazing. Oh, I forgot your question.
Did they introduce any Scottish words?
So I think one of the things, like my very first episode, my first talking episode, which was Girls, 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 I spent a lot of time in the script, and I don't just throw things about willy-nilly. I really respect the script, and I really learn the words very specifically. That's my theatre background. You know, I learn it very accurately. So I think the writers can see that. And so then when I do add in like total fanny,
I don't remember
or
the bam pot.
The bam pot. Yeah, if I do it, then they're usually like, okay, and I think, you know, they're going to defer to me as the one Scottish person in the room about this one thing. So I managed to say to Bob Singer, who was the executive producer and directing that episode, about, there's a line and it was like, that was the rhythm, da 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 da. Like, so I was like Toto Fanny, or like utter nincompoop, or, you know, it had to be da da, you know, it was like kind of fitted in with the phrase. And I said, can I please just say Toto Fanny? And in America, Fanny just, it's not a bad word, really. In Britain, it's a bit more specific. And of course, it's no problem getting that past the censors in America. So we filmed it, and then Bob Singer comes up to me, he's like, Ruth. He's like, and I said, I don't think there's a problem, and nobody's going, and by the time it gets shown in Scotland, like, people think it's funny. It's a really funny thing to say, honestly. So they let me away with murder. And yeah, and I got Tumshy. Yeah, because they'd written in something like rubes, and I feel like I have a pretty good vocabulary, and I literally never heard the word rube, and it's just such an American colloquialism that I was like, Rowena might know it, but if I don't know it, like I don't know, so I'm going to say Tumshy, you know, it's just turnip head, it's kind of funny. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, but it was always very respectfully done, and they were always just so. That's one of the benefits of doing a show that's been on for so long. People are less nervous. They're more like, they know they can fix it in post. Worst case scenario. So it always felt very welcomed, and I was always really proud to bring a bit more Scotland into it. Thank you. I did one time see a comment online. I did one time see a comment online from a woman who said my accent was cod, and it's bad. And could I not try and get some more Scottish words in? And I was like, you're not listening? So I don't know, I tried my best, but I saw one piece of criticism once, which is not bad really, in 6 seasons. Thank you for your question. Thank you for being here, Maggie. I'm thinking, like, we've not decided on a nickname for Margaret, and I just call her Margaret. And people are like, try and call her different things, and I'm like, it's still Margaret. Maggie, I think, might be cool, but maybe like M-A-G-I, like magic. Yeah, not the double G, I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. Anyway, hi.
Hi, my name is Spirit. My question is, since you play a iconic fictional witch yourself, what other fictional witches would you invite into your coven?
Oh. I think in the interests of fun, Rowena would invite a lot of them as long as she thought they were less powerful than her. Somebody said my makeup was a little bit like, you know, in Bewitched, her mum.
Yes. Eudora.
Endora. And Endora. I would like to meet all the actresses that have played witches and see what they say. Meryl Streep, and that would be fun. Get Meryl Streep, get the witch from Into the Woods along. I'd be scared of Maleficent, if I'm honest. Although my voice as Merida is in a video game with Maleficent, and I think she is capable of beating her up in the video game or winning in the video game, but I'd be more scared of Maleficent. I personally would love to meet Angelina Jolie, so I'd also invite her. Who else is there? Oh, I met, Holly Marie I'm friends with from Charmed. We did a couple of cons. What other witches are there? Sabrina?
I thought of Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. This is when it becomes really awkward. And I'm sometimes just not part of the human race. I missed Game of Thrones. Just missed it. But I saw this really cool French TV show at the same time. You should all watch Engrenage. I'm just saying. You all missed out. You were all watching Game of Thrones, I was watching Engrenage. So I'm just a weirdo sometimes. And probably all the Harry Potter people, right? They should all be there. I've met some of them at conventions too when I do the other Comic-Cons. And that's a really fun part of it. Especially because I've not really seen Harry Potter. And I'm not intimidated because so I'd invite all those people too. And then I should probably go and read the books. Probably when Margaret's old enough, right? I'll read them then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for outing me to everybody in the convention world as someone who's just on a different planet. Hello.
Hi, my name's Sydney. I was going to ask you, so what niche item would you like to collect if you don't have it yet?
For a minute when I was little, I had, porcelain theatre masks with maybe like half a butterfly, or at one point I had maybe 5 or 6 of those, and they were really beautiful. And then I realized, kind of pointless. I like them, but yeah. So I'd probably just go back to those, because I did think they're really pretty, but not very many other people were collecting them or anything. What about you? Do you collect anything?
So I'm actually currently collecting a bunch of stuff for this one movie from 1959. And I currently have, I think, 43 items within the collection.
What's the movie?
The Shaggy Dog, the original one.
Wow. I think that the two expensive things that I've ever thought of buying that I didn't buy that would just have been to collect was a Streetcar Named Desire poster with Vivian Lee's autograph. And if I had more money, I would just have bought that. The other was a Damien Hirst, a butterfly before they were really expensive. So yeah, I think there's a collector in here, just can't afford it, and then forgets. I'm glad you have something you're so interested in. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Marissa. I'm born and raised in California, but I've lived in Las Vegas my adult life. My question for you is, Rowena's relationship with Crowley meant a lot to the fans. What was the most meaningful or difficult scene for you to film between the two of them?
There was a lot of meaningful scenes. I have to say, I didn't find it difficult because it made sense, usually, to me, and I really enjoyed it. One was difficult one time because of the pressure I put on myself. The scene in the bus station, when they're kind of both sitting side by side each other, and it's quite an emotional moment. And sometimes when you know something's, or you feel it in an emotional way, or see it in an emotional way, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and it's -7, and somebody gives you a pot of boiling hot water to try and pour a cup. Like, I've got this flask that I'm trying to pour myself a drink or something. And I found that really difficult because I psyched myself out, because I knew I wanted it to count. I'm like a viewer sometimes reading the script. I can see, oh, this is a This is important. And that's the only time it gets difficult, rather than just playing it and being in the moment and seeing what happens, which we did eventually get there. And I think the scene, I love it at the same time. Hi guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Everyone's been so nice. Thank you. We have two questions. If you can ask them really quick, I'll answer them super quick. Go. This side first.
What is one part of your personality that's similar to Rowena?
Sass.
If you joined the cast of The Boys with everyone else, what would be your power? Ruth, not Rowena.
Being a woman with a job on that show.
Look at you.
Don't tell. It's like, don't tell Kripke I said that, but do tell Kripke I said that. Okay. Thank you.
You have fun?
It was, thank you.
Ruth Connell.